Hey everyone, welcome to a video from Easy Life. Today I want to show you what it takes, or actually how much or the cost to have a hobby on making models. Now, making models is quite expensive. I can tell you that up front. But over time, as you can imagine, after you build all these tools, it does lower the cost quite a bit. But if you want to start with modeling, I want to show you this video what it takes and how much it costs to begin the process. So right off the bat, I built a cabinet in my garage to put in all my finished model, as you can see here. I can tell you that I'm not a professional and I'm not a noob either, so I have been doing model quite a bit, and it is a long process to learn because a lot of things you learn along the way and you make mistakes and then you keep improving. So by the look of these models, they all look perfect, but I can tell you that um, there are some things that just you don't see it bad at all. So I'm not gonna point them out, but I just want to show you today the video of what it takes, what are the things that you need to start the hobby. Well, to begin, you need a place to do your models, to do your hobby. So, and obviously, if you don't have a desk in your home, then you probably want to find something like what I have here in my garage, because a lot of the stuff that I have to do is using paint, and paint does have fumes, and you probably do not want to keep smelling that inside your home. If you have a family, kids, and you need to some place that's well ventilated, that's why I choose to have this done in a garage. As you can see on the top, I do have quite a bit of models that I have not worked on. Um, that's the bad thing about doing modeling. You do want you keep collecting boxes and boxes of stuff that you could never finish, and I have been doing that quite a bit. So on the top, I do have several models I have not worked on, and inside the cabinet here as well, I do have some other models that I have not even started. When I started the hobby, I've been using hand painting, and I find that it was fine if you are a someone who's new to the hobby, but you definitely want to invest in a compressor and an airbrush, because I can tell you that without this particular handy tool, it's very difficult to get a perfect A grade model. An airbrush allows you to paint different colors, mix different shade. So this is a very handy tool. Now I do have three airbrushes, and this particular one is actually bought from AliExpress. It was only like $12, and I love this because it's very easy to use, very easy to clean. You can buy expensive one. I don't have expensive airbrush, so I can't tell you whether more expensive is better, but I have this for $12 and it works perfect, so I'm not complaining. I do have some other airbrushes, Iwata, I think. This is quite expensive, and I use it quite a bit, and until it broke on the nozzle, and I had to buy a new one. That's why I bought this, and I bought an extra one, another I think $13 or $12. So these are my backups. What else you need? So you need an airbrush, and obviously you need paint. I do have quite a number of paints in my container here. So I actually prefer Tamiya paint. I've been using Tamiya for quite a bit, so this is my go-to. I do have some other paint from Texas. These are all enamel. Enamel requires different liquid solution to clean the brushes, but Tamiya is using acrylic, and you can use regular water to wash it. So this is what I have, water, and this is the paint brush cleaner. When you have an airbrush, then obviously you need to invest into airbrush cleaner like this. I love this because this is quite easy to clean. I'm not gonna go over how to clean it, but this is something that you need to invest in. And then you need to airbrush thinner. So the paint coming out from the paint bottle itself, you cannot put that in a airbrush because it won't flow and it won't work. It's going to clog up. So you need an airbrush thinner. And so airbrush thinner allows you to thin the paint and allows it to go through the tiny nozzle and spray it out. Now the way that I do it, I bought these little tiny containers. Okay, put some paint in and put some airbrush thinner and use it. So I do keep this because I don't use it all. This is airtight, so it allows me to keep the paint for quite a bit and continue to use it. And you need to invest in gloss paint. So I bought this new. The first time I used it, it was fine. The second time it kind of messed up because probably the temperature is much colder and the gloss coat would not I guess dry well and mess up the paint. So one other option is you buy this. This is actually a float glass. I find it quite useful. It's actually pretty big. It's I think $12. You can use it quite a lot, and it's very easy to use. You just pour in the airbrush and start using it. Now another thing that I find extremely useful is to have alcohol. Now why do I need alcohol? Well, the airbrush thinner paint inside and this particular one clean the outside, so it's very easy to use. Just put some thinner and on a paper, tissue or paper or towel and just thoroughly clean it. So that's that. And then obviously you need a container like this where you can clean your airbrush, pressing it in and then just spray everything in so you don't have the fumes flying everywhere. Now talking about fumes, you probably want to invest into an exhaust. So I do have an exhaust there. When I need it, I can use it. This is something that's useful. If you don't have an exhaust, then do it in a well ventilated space, and then you need a mask. So this mask is to prevent sucking in the fumes, and it's probably not good for your health. So that's it. Let's continue on. With airbrush, you need gloves to prevent overspray and painting your hand. While it's easy to clean, and obviously you try to avoid that, you want to invest into gloves. Other things that you need to invest on is these are usually free. These are containers that you can find lying around in your home. What I do find useful is this is a bento box from a Japanese restaurant. I find it useful because it does have different compartments, so I can put in different things on I think that I painted up on one side, just separate things out so it's easy to organize. Magnifying glass. So this thing is extremely useful because when you get to a certain age, it's hard to see up close. Even if you're young, you don't want to see things that are very tiny models that require a lot of small tedious work. So this is extremely useful. Alright, so let's pan over to this side. You need paintbrush. You cannot do any modeling without paintbrush. I bought this from Amazon. It comes in different sizes. It's perfect. I can use it to paint big things, small things, tiny things, more detailed things. So this is extremely useful. These are contact lens cases, and this is excellent for mixing paints. You don't want to put your brush inside the paint container. What that does, you introduce air inside, and you kind of make this dry a lot quicker than you want to. That's why you take some out, put into a container, and use it that way. If it's drying out, then you just add some thinner, and then it will still work. All right, let's continue going on. You need sandpaper. So there are different grades of sandpaper. These will allow you to sand down certain things, make things a lot smoother for painting and whatnot. So you definitely need sandpaper. Now on top of the sandpaper, you need masking tapes. Why? Masking tapes allow you to mask certain things and paint things you want to paint, and don't want to paint areas that you don't want to paint. So masking tape is very important. Paints. Let's take another paint. So like I said, when paint containers start drying out, the cover itself is very hard to open. So you probably want to invest into a jar opener. This is what I have. Allows me to open jars a lot easier without much effort. These are more standing sticks. What else do we need? We need putty. Epoxy putty. This allows you to make some modification to the model. I rarely use this, but if you ever need to make some one-off models, you can use this. This is to fill any holes. This is a putty. When you use this, you need a sandpaper. Moving on. So what else do you need? I found this chrome pen extremely useful. This is to paint certain screws to be, chrome. I love this thing. Tweezers, can't do anything without tweezers. These allow you to pick small things and place them correctly. So that's one. And other tools that you would definitely need is an X-Acto knife. This allows you to shape the models from make it a lot smoother. This is extremely useful, extremely something that you will ever need. You probably want to invest in a scissors to cut off the parts of the sprue. So what you need to do, you need a nipper that allows you to do a smoother cut, and then after that you need a X-Acto knife to trim. These two are scriber tools. This allows you to scribe certain lines to make it deeper. This is extremely useful if you particularly want to work on Gundam models or want to scribe the doors to allow paint to easily go through. So this is something useful. This is a manual screw. Allows you to drill holes. You need different bits, so it comes with that. If you want to do it a lot quicker, then you probably want to invest into a electric tool, which I have it here. Allow things to drill a lot quicker, but be careful, it does go quick and you don't want to over drill and destroy the models or the parts. Like I said, I love Tamiya, and I've been using Tamiya extra thin cement. This is extremely useful and it's not expensive. So as you can see, this thing is pretty much empty. So I bought another one. So let's go back to the scriber tool. Now when you need a scriber tool, and obviously you want to paint the panel lines, so Tamiya does have a panel line that you can buy. This is, and again, extremely cheap. You can use this for ages and you will never run out, because you hardly use any of these. Another thing that you need to invest on is containers. So I have multiple containers to house all my parts, all my stuff actually. So on the bottom I have a container that with all the decal that I may not use. I don't want to throw anything away, but you never know when you ever need it. Here are some tools for different things. These are actually more electronic, so I do have LEDs which I plan to use. Going on the top, just multiple tools. This is where I put my extra air brushes. So let me put it here now. And these are styrene sheets, different if you want to make some modification to the model. This is extremely useful. What else? Oh, these are different other tools. So this is where I put all my masking tapes and whatnot if I ever need it. Okay, so going to the top, I do have more paints. So this is a paint drawer. I have all types of paint here. And finally, and not least, is the box where I put in all my extra parts. As a modeler, you don't throw anything out. You do need a container to put in extra parts. You never know you ever need it. Oh, by the way, you do need to invest in what is it? Parts holder when you do airbrushes. So these are really cheap. You can just easily buy a sticks and then just stick the alligator clip on it and you're done. So that's pretty much it. All in all, I can tell you that modeling is fun, but it is an expensive model. It does take a lot of time to take all these parts and actually collect all these parts, and it is quite expensive, and I've said multiple times. I think easily you can spend up to $500 to get the parts, and then if you want to invest in different models, they are not cheap either. So all in all, it takes a couple of $1,000 if you want to really enjoy the model. So that's pretty much it. I know my table is a mess. Hopefully this gives you an idea what it needs when you need to start modeling. And if you believe I have been helpful, do click on the like button, subscribe to my video, and I'll continue to post more. Thank you, and have a good day, and I'll see you next time.